Hello there, hope this video finds you well. Welcome if you're new. I have just uploaded 2 big videos, and the reason I'm back is because the third video about my story about my cat and my experience at the vet, I deleted it by mistake, and I even deleted the backup. So unfortunately I have to do it again, but I'm going to really make it simple and short because I'm not uploading another long video. However, as I was looking at the comments, somebody was saying, "Oh, I'm losing hope. What's going on in the world?" So I thought I'd quickly look at that as well. Okay, so I'll tell you about my story, what happened to me recently with my cat Milo. Basically, he's just hit 1, so he was due his annual booster. I'm going to call it a sword. Now, obviously they all have them when they're a kitten. That's kind of what you do, and I contemplated what to do, and I decided, yeah, maybe I'd do 1. I potentially had thought of maybe 2 more, and that would be it. I was never going to do many, because you are in between a rock and a hard place, I have to be honest. Like my other cat, I stopped during 2020. So, and the new one's been done as well because she never had any. So obviously it's a tricky one. It's an individual choice really. So I thought, you know what, my other cat's fine and I'll just go there and do it. Thought nothing of it. And a few days later, Milo started to yelp, and it turns out it was on that side. So I took him back to the vet, and they said, obviously there's tenderness at the site, and it's unusual, but the vet actually said to me that within 2 weeks, if he develops a lump, it would be a tumour, and it would need cutting out. It would be very extensive surgery. And I said, how much would that be? It'd be about £1,000 to £2,500. And she did say, I'm just telling you as a warning, it's very rare, but I need to tell you. So obviously he's had some kind of reaction, or something happened. And I know that she was only telling me because, they have to. But considering everything I know in the world, I was still really taken aback by that because, I don't know, I just wasn't thinking about that at the time, that just this one booster could do that. So yeah, so it's difficult for me to talk about these things on YouTube. I had an STRIKE before when I spoke about these things, but I don't really see why I can't talk about my experience of what happened to me. And to be fair, I have to say, my other cat's fine. So it's one of those things in life, I think, unfortunately, it's kind of like hit and miss. You don't know. You're never going to know. Luckily, I'm very grateful I was able to come home and I could look at some cards, and I felt, hopefully, he will be okay. And so far, I think it's been a week, I haven't seen any signs of any lumps. So anyway, yeah, it's a tricky one because I didn't really expect them to say that. I felt like I just wasn't expecting it after one. So I did actually say to them, well, you know what? It's actually done me a favour because I contemplated doing number 2 or number 3, and now he will never get another one ever again. Ever. Done. I'll take my risks. Take a risk, because I said to them at the end of the day, it's a choice between going in the garden, taking a risk, or coming here and taking a risk. And I know it's rare, but anyway, I just thought perhaps potentially 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 might just make things much worse for him. You don't know. They said that's not the case, but anyway, I had to fill out a yellow card. I think what saddened me is how they just kind of say, well, there are risks with everything. But if that was your family member, I'm just going to say, or your pet, it doesn't make you feel happy just to hear those words. I know you see hundreds of cases like this, every other day in your practice, but that's my pet or that's my loved one. And it's tough. And to be honest, I was thinking, yeah, so I had the ability to look at this and it looked okay. But my feeling is, why would that be the case? What is in these things? Why is that happening? It doesn't make sense to me. So I don't know, perhaps was unlucky to get that information and for that adverse effect to happen. But, you know, what is it? So I have to be careful what I'm saying. So I'm just going to look at the cards. Do remember, this could just be more like random, you know. It doesn't mean it's going to happen to you. Just like, I have 3 cats, 2 are fine. Okay, but I just want to look into it. Like, is this the same for humans? What's going on here? Okay, so I'm going to quickly look into it. What do I need to know about these swords in these pets? Oh, okay. Oh dear. Oh look, I have swords as well. Okay, so I'm going to look at this randomly. Okay, I feel like they're meant to be protective, obviously, because this is a very protective card. However, may also be to do with certain rules as well, that maybe like they can't tell you everything, because this card is a bit, they're shifting around their words. It's a bit of like, it's a strategy kind of card, shifting information around, and maybe they're not just giving all the information, because I have to actually say that I don't remember signing anything as this being a warning. This would be the swords. So this would be about having the sword, and this is a sword. It could also be that it's not everybody, as I said. So 2 are here, but these ones are fine. Gosh, I have to be... I don't know. It's hard to talk about these things and not talk about them at the same time. Now, this is a temporary setback, okay? These people obviously aren't very well. So I do think that probably is just telling me there are effects, if you know what I mean. I can't really say it. So it's like temporary setback, but it wasn't a major card. So let's see. Okay, I've actually asked it myself. The actual question. Hold on. Okay. I have to be honest, I've been trying to figure out these cards, and I have a feeling that this is more about the future and that things are going to change. As if an offer will be presented. Okay, but they're not quite there. Or are findings going to be presented? That's something. I didn't think of that. Aha, got it. Is it the whole thing that's going to be presented to the world or the public? Oh, look at this stress. So I've kind of chopped and changed, because I was saying, you know, what is it we need to know about these things? Wow. Oh dear. Okay, I have to be honest here. When I did it for myself earlier, before, I was trying to do this video and then it all got deleted. I got a different card here, but it wasn't a great card. It would have meant to do with inflammation or toxicity, and maybe that was what happened to me, potentially to my situation. Doesn't mean it's everyone, but I will say, and that this is swords. So this is what I always call them to me, swords. This is a lot of stress, and I think they're waiting to present some information about these swords, and I think it's going to come out, and I think it's going to cause look, this person's having sleepless nights about the information, and I have Judgment Day. So there is something we need to know, something that needs to be presented, and it's huge. And it may be that this is not declared until there is an EBS, because there's a trumpet there. So it's like agreement to tell us, maybe, could be face to face, or eventually all of it face to face or in person kind of thing. Uh-oh. That was the card I had from my experience, if I'm honest. Wasn't going to say it, but inflammation. And I think real toxicity. So that was what I got here for my cat. Okay, so there's something. So I just want to say, going back to the other two cards I had as well, not only do I think they have to be changed because of the outcome I have now, and that could be waiting to change them, but I also think that's waiting to present something to us and they're not quite ready. So I think that's what will happen. Because this card can be about risks. Oh, got it. Okay, so what I think's happening is it's like they've evolved them, but they don't include like the risks. And I think that the strategy card for me is telling me that they don't include, they're not telling you maybe everything. So this is health. Yeah, so this is getting wisdom on health. Okay. I do think we're going to find that out, and I also think our health will change. So those kind of things will change. So it's going to be disclosures on health. And it's going to be hard to deny it. It's like they're not going to be able to wiggle out of this one. This is going to be very difficult to deny it, because the Queen of Swords is holding people to account, and the truth is coming out no matter what. And this may be people who are in denial right now, who can't see, but, you know, and also this could be the ones who thought it was okay but weren't really sure, and it can even be the ones with the bandage on his head. She's also got a bandage over her eyes. He's got a bandage on his head. That could be the ones that said, no. Like, that's all coming out, I think. I really do think that we're going to get to that point. It's not as it seems. There's something a bit off here. I have to be honest with the Seven of Cups. This can be smoke and mirrors. So in a way, it's not as it seems, and that will be a turning point. I really do believe. So there you go. So there is a risk. There's a risk, and as we know, but I think the risk is bigger than I think. Yeah, if you know what I mean. I have to be so careful. Okay, so yeah, it hasn't really come out into the open yet fully, but because this is a setback with the information, but I think it will, because I've got information on the bottom. So this could be mistruths actually at the moment as well, to do with all the past. Yeah, I don't think the truth is out there yet. I think there's more to this story, and they're waiting. Okay, they're waiting. So there was something to that story, and I think could have got really unlucky. I mean, I hope he's okay. Confidence. Oh yes, thank you. Hopefully that's about my Milo. Oh, phew. Okay, so the next thing was sword passport. So somebody had said what would happen next is what they do is they force you to have a sword every year, because if you don't have a sword for your animal, you can't put them in, say, a cattery or kennels, and then you can't, what was the other thing? You can't put them in a cattery or kennels, and you can't get insurance. So it's like they're forcing you. And then somebody in America on this chat thing said what they'll do next is they'll say, if you don't have a yearly sword, you won't get healthcare. So if your cat or dog needs to go to the vet, you won't get help. Probably the same thing were going to do to us. So let me quickly look at sword passports. Is that actually going to come into play? Or was it just something? Okay. I think it was, I think, like, I feel like it was definitely a plan. They were going to move forward with this plan. It's hard because all the cards are falling out now. Aha. Look at what I have on the bottom here. I have awareness. Okay, but maybe the military became aware of it. Like the white hats, if you know what I mean. What was this? Sword passports. Okay. I think it was like trickery in a way. Like they weren't going to really sort of, you're just going to find yourself in that position, but they're going to say it's for the best because you should be doing this every year. And yeah, oh look, swords, loads of them, too many really, and another one. Okay. Yeah, I think that the plan was to have a change. Okay, there was going to be a change. You'd have to have all your swords. And if you didn't, because this is Judgment Day, if you didn't, I believe there would be consequences. So I didn't pull those cards very well. So probably actually they've given, I don't see it happening. No, I don't see it happening. I feel like it will be reversed, or it's not even going to happen. No. Okay, so I think where they stand at the moment is they would try it. This is defending their cause. They'll try and probably implement it, okay? But I think that this will be, it could even be that they try and push it. But my feeling is like they might try and push it, but I feel like this is all going left. So it may be defeated, and I think with the Sun card it probably will be. Let me see what I get for sword passports. Sorry, there was a ladybirds in the house. I can't be bothered to edit it, and I had to rescue them. Where was I? Passports. Oh, interesting. Try something new. Here's hoping. It won't happen. Renewal. Begin again, stronger and better. Renewal. Interesting. Right. Yeah, I don't foresee that. What do I have here? Wheel of Fortune. No, these people are going. No, they're going to be held to account. No, it doesn't look like it's going to work out. Right. But I definitely think we needed to know that. Dry food. Oh yes, I want to tell you about dry food. Jackson Galaxy does not recommend it, and it's what I find very interesting is for dry food that then they bring out a food to counteract. So dry food, because the cats don't drink water naturally, then they get it normally from their food or a kill. Because of that, if they have dry food, they don't drink enough water. And that can then give them things like urinary tract infections and all things like that, kidney stones, all sorts of problems, right? But then I find it ironic that they make a dry food for that issue. When actually, if you just give them wet food, they get enough liquid from the wet food. And Jackson Galaxy always says, any wet over dry. I swapped my cats from dry food when I heard that from him. And what was ironic again was one of my cats was, because I think it's a rise in carbohydrate, so it's like obesity is a bit of an issue now. My cat went on obesity food, dry food that was recommended, and I think the worst thing about this food for me, it was specialised called obesity food. She was so unhappy, and what would happen was, if she ate too much of it, she would throw up. So after a couple of years of learning all of this, I realised what was going on. A couple of years, she did have a little bit of wet food. It was like a tin, but that was it, a tin of chicken or something. And after I realised after years, it was no different to like a human having a gastric band. It was like almost forcing her not to eat anymore. So it was quite a cruel thing to be giving her. And I have so much regret about that. And then I put her on wet food. She lost, how much has she lost? Nearly 1 kilo, naturally, just on wet food. So anyway, so where was I? Yeah, that dry food. So I don't give it anymore. And it's crazy to me how it's recommended by vets for their teeth and everything like that. I don't understand it, to be honest. So it's up to you what you choose to do, but I learnt the hard way. This is about longevity and long life and strength. That's tough because I don't have it in context. So I might have to pull some. It could be, oh yeah, look, on the bottom. It could be saying that change, oh look, 3 10s. That change could actually make it very difficult to gain strength and could actually put them in hardship. How do you read on that and say it publicly? No, I think we're going to find out in time, enlightenment. I think we're going to find out in time, enlightenment. And this is water. So this is like water, a lot of water there. Yeah, this whole industry is going to come to a conclusion at some point. We're saying goodbye to it all. I feel, honestly, that we've been a little bit, I don't know if I can say this, but I feel like saying it because it's my experience, gaslit. Peace. Be calm and peace will come. So, optimism. Yes. I think the whole industry will change completely. I just hope these things aren't years away. Okay? Do we have to wait years for changes? I got wait. But I did get good news. To me, it will be grounded. The whole thing is going to come to an end. To me, you know, you could just wake up tomorrow and they pull the plug on the whole thing. I know it feels like, oh, it's ages away, but you never know. So there you go. Take what resonates and you must do what's right for you and your animal. You know, at the end of the day, if you're happy, just make sure they're drinking lots of water. That's what I would like to recommend. Desire. There you go. Be certain of where you place your passion. Have a great day. Bye now.